Okay, TSXCS Tri-State Cross Country, round number 2. This one is in Martinsville at the famous BlueRidge Cycle Club. They've been putting on races here forever, I think. It was actually my first race coming to this one, but yeah, so it is March 22nd, I think, 23rd. This is actually my 3rd race in a row. Did the first TSXCS race, and then last weekend raced for VCHS in Oak Ridge. Did not do hot at all. Finished 9th in my class. Just did terrible. But yeah, this is a new day, and I just love this part of Virginia. Martinsville, Smith Mountain Lake, that whole section. So my brother is not coming to this race. He's been racing the Sork series down in Georgia, and they were supposed to race last weekend, but they had a tornado warning that pushed theirs to this weekend. So he's racing like kind of near Chattanooga, Dayton, Tennessee area. So he's not gonna make it up to this one, but we'll see how it goes. Should be my buddy Brian, who got bumped up to 30B. He raced yesterday, and he said it's a very fast, kind of flowy track. And then BlueRidge, like the terrain at this track is very up and down. You're constantly either climbing or going downhill, so makes for a lot of fun. We'll see how we do today. First things first, I'm gonna get my bike off when I get parked and all, and I'm gonna take it over to Travis over at Go Race Suspension. He's been racing this series, and he has his truck set up. It's kind of like a little mini suspension shop out of the back of the truck, so he's gonna help me set my sag and get everything dialed, which is what I should have done the first race, but we were busy, so I've made time for it this time around. So yeah, stay tuned. Yeah, I love this area, man. Rolling hills, tobacco barns everywhere. You know, just seems like it's a little bit slower pace down here. I'm on Figsboro Road. I just stopped and got breakfast at the famous Carl's right on the corner of 40 and Figsboro, right there in Pinhook, you know, south of the lake. I have been going to Carl's for years upon years. I stop in there every chance I get. Good food. People are always friendly. Yeah, like I said, for some reason, I don't know. I love this part of the world. So should be a beautiful day. Right now is it says 41. I think by the time the race starts, it's gonna be closer to like 55 maybe. Sun is out, scattered clouds. Man, I'm not sure what else I'd rather be doing right now. Well, I owe these two guys a huge favor. Down. Leaders haven't come through yet, but Jamie and I don't know that other guy's name, but I need to find out. I owe him a beer or 3. Apparently found a plug.
All right, breathe, dude. This has been the most stressful pre-race of my life. Started a bike and immediately bogged out. And then I went to go bump start it down a hill, thinking, oh, I'll ride it back up. Well, it didn't start at the bottom of the hill. So I just had to push the bike up a monster hill before the race even started, and I'm gassed. So, starting the lap down. I think there's 4 or 5 guys in my class. But I'm out here riding on a beautiful Sunday, so not much I can complain about. Beautiful Sunday. The weather is just perfect for riding. I mean, just oh, this is my favorite section of this whole course. This top little ridge. I'm on my way home after the race. Just thought I'd talk through about what happened today and how the race went and everything. Give you a post log. So yeah, as I'm sure you see here at the beginning of this video, I found a plug for the first time in my life. I've never had an issue, and in fact, I usually run the same plug all year long. I've never had an issue, and this plug that I put in is brand new. It literally has 1 2-hour race on it, so I don't know. I was sweating my butt off. And trying to push start it and kick it, and it just, nothing was happening. I thought there was a fuel issue because I was like, it can't be a spark plug. But luckily, my good buddy Jamie Fain and his friend, I forget his first name, but his last name's Torres, the 2 guys I point out at the start of the race video. Those dudes saved my bacon today. Jamie had the exact same plug I needed, and Torres had the tools right there at his truck where I was at and swapped it out. I basically missed the whole first lap. I kind of ducked right on before the leaders came around at the end of their first lap, so I was lapped down. But yeah, as you see, BlueRidge is, I really enjoy it because they always mix in some nice flowy stuff, but then there is a lot of elevation, ups and downs. Basically the entire race, the entire lap, you are either going uphill or downhill. Just tons of gullies, and this one, I'm sure you'll get to it eventually, there is like, almost like you're dropping straight down a wall, and then you go right back up another wall, and it was back to back, so pretty crazy. I again dealt with arm pump. I got to figure out, I think I have like some scar tissue in my forearm from like maybe an injury, because I'm super tender in my like my forearm. On my, just my throttle hand is the only one I get it in. I don't have any issues with my left hand, but yeah, I got to figure that out because it's like debilitating for me. I go through this like slump in like basically it hits me like at the end of my first lap, and basically all of my second lap is usually just me like trying to keep moving while I have no control over my right hand. So that was what happened here. It kind of hit me at the end of the first lap and through the good portion of the second lap, and then I was done just because I missed the first lap. So pretty frustrating. But what the crazy twist about today, and I should have kept my GoPro rolling after the race. I finished the race. We're waiting on some other guys to come through, and I'm chatting with some buddies, and all of a sudden, a little shout goes out from the crowd there at the finish line. Somebody's camper's on fire, and up in the top lot where I was parked. So everybody kind of freaks out a little bit. I hopped on my bike and just rode up to my truck real quick, and sure enough, there is a brush fire. It wasn't a camper. It looked like it started from either like somebody's gas tank, or I don't know, because a camp chair got caught on fire. But regardless, when I got up there was probably like 4 or 5 other guys up there that had already finished their race and were in gear, and were like trying to stomp out this fire that is like very, very quickly spreading. It is super, super dry today. Windy, not as bad as yesterday, but kind of windy. And basically the parking lot is just like a mowed, dirt, rocky, gravel lot, but it has like, straw from where they cut before, and dried grass and all that stuff. Well, it was going underneath somebody's parked truck. So me and somebody else are like throwing water underneath there and trying to stamp it out underneath the truck. And then I look up and it's moving into the brush line along the tree line. And the wind is blowing it that way. And I said, oh boy, we need to get moving on stopping it there. Not in the field, but in the brush along the tree line. So again, I went over there, we just were kicking dirt. I was literally standing in flames. I'm not sure how my boots are not melted. They might be melted on the bottom. But it was like, there was some like knee-high flames in some areas. And you're standing in brush that is just dry as can be. So I was throwing dirt, kicking dirt, stomping it out. There was a guy that found a rake and he was raking stuff, but there was literally probably like a 50 foot wide swath of this brush that was on fire. And there was like 8 of us out there just doing everything we could to just get it out. So anyway, big shout out to all those guys that were there with me. That is, we not only did we save this dude's truck, but probably, if that had moved into the trees, who knows where it would have taken it in the little forest of BlueRidge Cycle Club. Yeah, scary, but glad we got it all out. And the ironic thing is, as soon as we had it kind of under control, where we could kind of breathe and calm down, the fire department finally showed up with the brush truck. So they just doused all the stuff we got going. But man, I had my heart pounding this morning, trying to bump start my bike and push it back up the hill after I couldn't get it going. Just broke a huge sweat. It was gassed before the race started. Raced my 2 laps, kind of a little bit easier pace, but still, a pretty tough up and down, tough course. And then again, choking on smoke, standing in flames, like heart racing because I realized the danger of like this brush fire spreading. So 3 separate times, I was just, my heart rate was extremely elevated today. So all's good. Bike is in good shape. My body's in good shape. Everybody got through the race, I think, and yeah, so very grateful for that. Grateful for all the guys racing. I've literally only had good experience with people that I've met through racing, and today is just another experience. So yeah, enjoy the rest of this video, and yeah, I'll see you. The next one is April Fools with VCHS. That would be like April 4th, 5th weekend, and that one is back at the Oak Ridge property that's close to our house. That'll be round 2 for them. So yeah, stay tuned.